In the two halachas a day, we discussed the famous minhag of putting out shabbas shira, crumbs and different kernels for the birds. Now this actually is a fascinating minhag, and I think there's an amazing lesson here. Because if you look in Shin Chaf Daled, I think Sif Yudalf, Shchonel says, you're only allowed to feed animals that you're responsible for. So the Mishnah Berurah says, the minhag of shabbas shira, he quotes Magen Avram, which is obviously a very chashuv posek, and the Mishnah Berurah himself says, not right, it's not the proper minhag to put out kernels and crumbs on Shabbos. Why? Because birds are not really your responsibilities, are not your birds that are living in your home. Very interesting. So Mishnah Berurah says not to. However, the Chashulchan comes and says an incredible language. The Chashulchan here in Siman Shin Chav Dal says the following: Yesh misrami, there are people that are complaining about the minhag, and of course he's quoting the Magen Avram, and he says, nearly minhag Yisrael Torah. He says, we are not. What's the question? What's the halachic question about feeding birds on Shabbos? It's not an Issa D'Oraisa, it's an Issa D'Rabban, but what's the concern? The answer is you're not supposed to toil, be busy doing tircha for something that's unnecessary. And since these animals are not living by you and you're not responsible for, so it's what's called tircha, unnecessary effort being expressed on Shabbos. Says Chashulchan, Shabbos Shira, we're not doing it for the birds. We're doing it for ourselves. Says Chashulchan, for us? Yeah. The Margala B'Fiyom, and also an interesting language. It's basically a custom amongst the people. See, sometimes you quote people that are saying something, and the Chashulchan says that's valid. So I don't know, we didn't find the exact midrash that says this, but there's a midrash that says that the birds sang shira al hayam, we have to give them gratitude. So this is not the minhag, which many times quote, which is also, I think there's a Lublin that I forget who speaks about this aspect, that the birds ate the mun that Dasan and Nevi'im put out in order to make Moshe look not good. That's a whole different reason. The Chashulchan says, you know why? Is because we're expressing our gratitude to the birds that sang during Kriyas Yamsuf. Now I'll tell you why this lesson is so valuable. And actually it fits beautifully with Rav Noach Warmbek Zichron Livracha, whose yahrzeit was yesterday. Because the idea, when we do mitzvah, so many times a person will say, I think Hashem cares if I do this. Hashem cares if I'm going to put on tefillin, I'm going to light candles, I'm going to put out crumbs on Shabbos or not, for the birds. The answer is, as Rav Noach used to teach so much, that we teach this concept that no, Hashem doesn't care. What does it mean He doesn't care? He doesn't need it. He's an infinite being. He doesn't need anything. So who needs the mitzvahs? We do. It changes us. The objective of mitzvahs is to make us better people. And one way of making us better on Shabbos Shira is expressing thank you. For who? For the birds. For why? Because they sang. And I think this is also just the fact that they sang. Singing, of course, is an expression of joy. They taught us a lesson. To sing, no matter what, to be able to sing. And I'll tell you one of the most beautiful things I ever heard from Rav Itamar Schwartz, the author of Bilbo of Mishkan Evneh. He said, if you take the word shira, shir, so there's one place in the Mishnayos on Shabbos, it says shir. Shir is also a bracelet. He said, you know what the ultimate, why is a bracelet connected to songs? The answer is because the ultimate song is to be able to look at life like a bracelet. A bracelet is made up of many links. Some of the links are not the most beautiful links necessarily, but in order for the bracelet to look beautiful, each link together creates that bracelet. In life, if we look at each experience in our life as another link, and we realize that really it's what makes this beautiful bracelet, that at the end of days when Mashiach comes, we're going to be able to sing on a much higher level. But right now it's much more difficult to be able to still say shira and say, wait, I know this is another link, and it's part of this beautiful bracelet that Hashem is creating for me. That's the koyach of shira. So Shabbos Shira, beautiful minhag. Say thank you to the birds. The Chatchila, we said in the two halachas, better to put the bread or the crumbs before Shabbos. But if not, you could do it on Shabbos, and you could do it through a katan, or you could do it after Shabbos. The main thing is, it's not about the feeding of the birds. It's to change ourselves, to appreciate Shira. Have an amazing Shabbos.